Lizzie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Crystal. Excited to be here.
I know that you say some days you would walk out the door and you were literally bullied. What was that experience?
Yeah, I just do want to say that I have always been a really happy kid. I've always appreciated, life and just been happy. And I've had the greatest parents supporting me and just a lot of really wonderful things in my life. But yes, there was, when I was in elementary school, I was bullied for many years. And so that was very hard for me. And, many days I would come home crying. And so it really took me a while to understand that it wasn't a reflection on me or that I actually could do something about it. And that inspiration came from the words that my dad told me walking out the door one day. He just said that, I want you to remember that nobody has the power to ruin your day. And I guess that little sentence stuck with me because it changed my life. And of course, the support of my mom and dad just was incredible. And I am now taking that message because it was so important to me, because I realized that there are always going to be people in my life who are in school and in work and in sports and in life. It's going to happen, and I can't control it, but I can control what I internalize and how I do so. And so I am taking that message now, and it is the theme of my bullying prevention school tour. I'm traveling the country. I'm talking to students about that.
Before you even got into, the whole experience with your campaign, was music a way for you to cope with what was going on the day-to-day when you were going to school and being bullied?
Oh, definitely. I think that music was an outlet for me. Not only did I love it, but it really is a healing tool. I think for many people, it doesn't just have to be bullying. I think for anybody, and especially for me, it's just been something that I could just come home to. If I had a long day, I could come home and I could play my piano. I could play Phantom of the Opera. I could just, kind of let out my feelings from that day. So music has always been a wonderful way for me to really connect back with myself. It's really funny because I started to write songs when I was 9 years old. And the very first song that I wrote was called I Want You. And for years I thought that it was actually, I want you, okay, maybe a little girl wanting to like a boy or something, I don't know. But as I read through the lyrics carefully, I think what I was trying to say was, I need a friend. Now that I look back at it, it's very interesting. But I did have a few great friends. I loved my elementary school. It was a place where I made so many beautiful memories. And it's unfortunate that it happens in every school, no matter how great your school may be. And I just happened to be the target of it.
Now, in that experience in elementary school and you had really great friends, what kind of support can other young people give to those who may be experiencing something like bullying? How did your friends help you?
My friends helped me by being supportive. My best friend back then, who is actually still my best friend now, she was kind of going through the same thing. And so we were there for each other. But I can say a lot of times we are part of a group that has a bully in it. And so if we are friends with that bully, then we can have the power to stand up and say what you're doing is not okay. And this is something I talk about in my assemblies because I think that peer pressure, from kindergarten all the way through
adulthood.
It's a very big deal. And so I think that if you take away that power which lies in the friends, then the bully has nothing else.
Yes, and you definitely, Lizzie, have lots of power with what you're doing. You're giving out these wonderful wristbands, and they have you don't have the power to change my day, right? Like no one has the power to change your day. When your dad first said that to you when you were walking out the door, what did you think initially, and then what does it mean to you now?
Initially, I guess what I was thinking to myself is, okay, that really doesn't make sense to me right now because they are hurting my feelings and they are really making me feel terrible about myself. So how is it true that they don't have the power to ruin my day? And it's strange because it's just one of those things that I was walking out into my garage door. My dad was, in his robe or whatever. It was in the morning. And so it was just a quick little exchange before I left. But after a while of thinking about it, because as I said, it's weird. It's one of those things that just sticks with you.
Mm-hmm.
I did realize, and I think that the next few instances that happened to me at school, I thought about it differently. And I looked at it in a way that, oh my gosh, I'm the one with the power here. And it was really cool. And I can tell you that when I started having that mentality and that outward image of that I'm a brick wall and that nothing is going to get to me, the bullying, I think, stopped because, it wasn't worth their time anymore.
Right. Because
they'd hit at me and it just bounced right back.
And like you said, you took the power from them and you had the power then.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I mean, now it was a beautiful life lesson that I learned. And my parents still tell me every single day. And, because like we were talking about, Crystal, I mean, it's a life lesson. And I'm very fortunate to have learned it through my experiences at a young age. And so now I'm so happy that I can take that and I can go help others and talk to others about it.
Yes, and one way that you're helping others is through your music. You've created this beautiful song called Butterflies.
Thank you.
We're going to give the listeners the opportunity to hear a little bit of Butterflies.
Okay, here we go. Used to hide and keep inside, afraid to show the world who I was. In shades of gray, I'd spend my days so invisible because they'd always put me down. Well, yeah, let them keep me down, but look at me now, finally coming out and I'm wanting to fly. I'm gonna spread my wings, bright and colorful things, and let them take me up to touch the sky. They thought they knew me plain and shy, but all along I was a butterfly. Why live a life in black and white, wrapped up in a safe little space? It's only fear that kept me here, with dreams too big for this small place. They liked me deaf and dumb, had no idea what I've become. Look at me now, finally coming out and I'm wanting to fly. Gonna spread my wings, bright and colorful things, and let them take me up to touch the sky. They thought they knew me plain and shy, but all along I was a butterfly. These colors of mine are unique. I'm gonna be who I'm meant to be, and now I see it's all up to me. Look at me now, finally coming out and I'm wanting to fly. Gonna spread my wings, bright and colorful things, and let them take me up to touch the sky. They thought they knew me plain and shy, but all along I was a butterfly. Yeah, I'm a butterfly.
Woo. Yes. Lizzie, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
So, in spreading your wings, you've visited over 250 schools nationwide.
Yeah.
No, I mean, this is such an amazing treat for people to see and experience this. And so when you say in that darkest moment, when someone is in that space, they're being bullied, they want to spread their wings, they want to tap into not just the black and white, like you said in your song, what can they do?
I think that it sure doesn't happen overnight. For me, it did not happen over even a week. It took me a long time to realize that I really did have all the power it's easy for anybody to feel like they're the only ones going through something. And so in my case, I at the, when I did feel lonely, at the same time, I was lucky to have a lot of support. And so the biggest thing for me in these assemblies is being there for the kids and letting them know that they have so much support, even though they may not think so. So when you talk about, why live a life in black and white, it's like we're letting everybody else kind of rain on our parade, and we need to see life in color, and we need to see for the vibrant beauty that it is. And we only have one life. We got to live it, and we got to live it with our head up high and being ourselves. And
well, Lizzie, I mean, you're 16, but I feel like I'm getting my gift today from you.
Oh,
honestly,
thank you.
honestly. So, Lizzie, for those who want to follow you, not just the campaign, and learn what's next for you, where can they go?
Oh goodness, I am all over the place. You can go to my Facebook, my Twitter, which is Lizzy Sider, Instagram. I have a website, LizzySider.com. That's LIZZIESIDER.com. Cider, like apple cider with an S, but don't call me apple cider. I'm on YouTube, Vimeo, and if you type in my name in Google, you can find a lot of cool stuff. You can find a lot of cool articles on my bully prevention tour. So there is a lot of great stuff on the web to look out for. Also iTunes.
And iTunes, of course, iTunes, guys. And so that I always like to end with one final piece of advice. If it's a boy or girl that may need to hear that one little piece of advice to actually spread their wings and be that butterfly, what's that one message from you, Lizzie, that you would like to give them?
I do want to reiterate, nobody has the power to ruin your day. We are the only ones who can control how we internalize things. I just know that I'm the only person who can decide my future. I'm the only person who has the right to make myself stronger or knock myself down.